This will be part 4. To what if Deku met Uraraka earlier? So this basically left off with Uraraka training with Minato, and they basically were throwing good hands and helping Minato use One for All a lot better. So they did that training, and basically they just helped train him for like what I think it's like 8 months. I think it's like 8 months or 10 months. So they basically helped him train like for like the first two. Then they trained with each other for like the next three, and then during like the next 4 months. Hold on, making sure I got this right. Basically, they trained with Minato for a little bit. They trained with Minato for what, like the first 3 months. Then they trained together for the next 2 months. No, oh God, I got this so wrong. Hold on, we're gonna get this right. The first 2 months, Minato. Then the next 4 months, they trained with each other on and off, and then eventually on like the last like month or so before, well, the month prior to it, they trained, separate for like a good little bit, and then on like the ending month they came back together, had like an all-out brawl, Deku winning but barely. I'm not even gonna say barely, but just Deku winning. And then they came, with Minato and asked how his training was going, and he said it was going perfect. And then they basically all, talked, all might, held a, not a celebration, but like an achievement of their hero-ness and them gonna be great heroes in the hero society. Should be waiting for these proud lone warriors, blah, blah, blah. So test day comes through, and everybody go in doing what they doing. And they just chilling, walking through and shit. Bakugo starts being reckless to Deku and shit, and he just brushes it off and just kind of laughs a little bit. Uraraka is visibly upset, and she's like about to charge at Bakugo, and Deku obviously slaps her and stops her, but like he does it with, once again, this weird way of moving things without touching them. It's almost like he has telekinesis or something. And she's like, really, you're gonna use that on me out of all people? And then he just looks at her with like a stern look. That isn't necessary, Uraraka. Calm down. And she's pouting a little bit, but reluctantly leaves it alone. And then they basically all proceed to take the course. And yeah, so now we get into Deku just blitz passing most of these robots. He's screaming at some of them, and then blowing up. And he's also doing weird moves and weird fighting styles. He's just destroying a shitload of robots. Uraraka is doing almost similar to how she did in canon, but a lot more better and faster. Deku actually starts walking, and Uraraka's like, wait, hey Deku, what are you doing? Why are you walking that way? Deku's like, you can't see the light? And she's like, no, oh my God, are you seeing things again? And he's like, probably, but we'll find out in a second here. Deku crosses his, basically sits down, crosses his legs, and looks forward. And then the Zero robot pulls up in all its glory. He's like, yeah. He tells Uraraka, he looks at her, how many points do you got? She basically has like more than enough points. She's like, oh, so you're saying I could? His mouth starts to water. Have this big beast to myself. And she's like, oh, no, you're gonna... Nope. Uraraka starts flying upwards and flies away. She's telling everyone, get away from Deku. She's pointing at him. And then everyone's like really confused. And he's like, oh, sweet Lord, baby Jesus. I'm gonna love almost every second of this. Kaioken. Alright, now that I've revealed it, I'm going to call it Fog Fist of the Gods, because that's cooler, and I made the name up, but I didn't at the same time. Anyways, it's blue instead of red. So he's like, Fog. He looks at the robot, and he's like, oh, sweet, sweet robot. It's a good thing you're not human. He starts like he starts rotating his like left arm while also holding out his right hand like he's aiming it. He's like flying impact. Robot gets knocked off up into the air like about a clean like 30, 40, 50 feet, my nigga. And he's like, rule one, what must go up must come down. He's right behind the robot. And then like you just see him like about to do a I think it's called a sledgehammer. Basically it's when you cup your hands together and you smack something or attack something. So he sends the robot right back down nearly instantly. So he sends that robot back down nearly instantly, right, bro? And he does this, and then it's robot. And then before the robot, I can't say breathe, but before the robot does anything else, he just literally says, what goes up must come down, and those things that come down will be eviscerated. And then just a massive shockwave portrayals everyone. Uraraka is basically, protecting everyone from this shockwave somehow without doing anything. She's using some chi, obviously. And then all these pieces and chunks of robots is just going everywhere. Just. And then you just literally see one person rising amongst the smoke, and he's like, phew. You love to do it. You love to see it. You love to do it. You love to see it. And he just proceeds to start walking. He said, oh yeah, the test is going to end pretty soon, guys. So I hope y'all got enough points. And Deku also got additional points because some of the scatter of robot actually saved some people that were in danger. And then we would fast forward to, obviously they get accepted. We don't even need to, tiptoe around that. And then there would be, Bakugo would eventually, see them after they're in the class. Bakugo would, try to pull up on Bakugo, but I wouldn't even say that would happen that far because second Deku gets into class, he starts emitting killer intent. But even before he did it, Uraraka got behind him and said, I'm not about to deal with this smoke. That got nothing to do with me. And Deku starts emitting killing intent. And he just briefly says, y'all all claim to want to be heroes, but yet y'all are playing around like this is some game. We are here to save lives, nothing more, nothing less. I'm not saying have fun, but if you wasn't paying attention, the teacher is right there on the ground, but you were too busy. Ooh, new people, new things. This isn't a playground. We are here to learn how to fight villains, murderers, killers, evil people. But then again, as he basically almost appearingly teleports to his he just removed really fast, but appearingly teleported to his seat. But apparently that topic might be too complex for the likes of you. Azawa pulls up. Exactly, I couldn't have said it better myself. This is the hero course, and I just want all of y'all to understand basically what Izuku Midoriya just said there. This class isn't meant to be playing games. And then he would go into his whole spiel about different, you know how Azawa talks. So he kind of go into that. And then he'll talk about how people quirks don't, haven't changed much and use your quirks and stuff like that because they're all going to head outside. Bakugo would try to be on Deku, but before Azawa can do anything, Uraraka tries to step up and stop trying to... He basically he taps Uraraka, he hits her but not hard. I'm gonna say he kicks her, he kicks her into the ground almost, bro. He just God damn it, shut your ass up. And then Bakugo tries to pull up and Deku just basically holds him down but at a weird angle. And Bakugo can't move and he's like, why can't I move? He's just too mad and he's like. And then he looks at Bakugo and just poke him on the forehead. Bakugo goes to sleep. Deku flips his body around, puts him down, And then he just goes back to where he was sitting. This would obviously be after he does the ball throw. And then, come on, Bray. As I would be about to say, Deku, why did you hurt Uraraka? Coming out of the basically those tiny little crater in the ground. Deku, why do you keep hitting me? It's like a very like lighthearted comedic moment. It's like, was that necessary? And he's like, yes. What did I tell you about doing that? Let it go. He's a childhood friend. No friend. What boy out? She like starts yelling almost at Deku. And he's like, all right, whatever. I'm almost done with this anyways. And then we can go home. I gotta go do some training or some shit like that. And she's like, what? What happened to us training later on? And then Azal was like, what type of animals are they? And they just basically proceed to like, finish that up. And that's where we would end this part off. If this part doesn't get any feedback, comments, likes, subscribes, and a whole bunch of other stuff, I will not continue this part and I will work on some other parts. I will catch y'all niggas later.